I've been wanting to light this flat building for a long time, since I built it, but it was always seemed a rather daunting task. I finally decided the time is right. It's time to light it and decorate some of the windows, give it a random look. The model from Kingsway came with these paper windows, which most of my windows have the paper windows in it. There's two notable exceptions. So there's two little scenes. It was never very satisfactory. I am going to light it, and to light it, I want to be sure that I can control the brightness of the various LEDs I'm going to use to light it. And so the first challenge in this project was creating a way to variously dim and control the lighting intensity in a number of LEDs. And to that end, I did some research on the internet. I discovered a channel that is a YouTube channel, Practical Engineering Solutions. That gentleman had created a bank of dimmers for LEDs for very, very cheap money. He was using a 24-volt supply, and he was using, for the most part, he was using LEDs that came on boards or strips that already had resistors. So he was using 24 volts to overcome that and adding more resistance. But since my entire layout, the only auxiliary voltage I have other than DCC is 12 volts. And so I wanted to use 12 volts. So I varied some of his resistor values to the point that I could use 12 volts. It seems to be working. This morning I completed the assembly of the little board that is the dimmer bank. And instead of using, adding and subtracting resistors and such, I have some very tiny multi-turn screw variable resistors. And they're tiny, but they seem to work just fine. And, it's not a matter of playing with them all the time. Once you get them set, you'll probably never touch them again. I think they'll be fine. I'm going to show you those and what I've done, talk a little bit about the circuitry. Let's go do that. I don't think that we'll be able to actually get into any of the construction of the lighting in this building today in this video. That will probably come in subsequent videos. If you're not subscribed, why don't you subscribe? Then you can get a notification, or you'll at least see it on your feed, your YouTube feed, when I have a new video out. The other thing is, how about giving me a thumbs up if you like the video? Well, this is it. This is the now this is the trim pot. There's the LED right there. And this is the trim pot, and it takes multiple turns, so it's, as you can see, you can very finely adjust the brightness to full on. This particular board has 9 channels, or 9 circuits, I really didn't know what I was doing with this. I've never worked with one of these little perforated project boards before. I got better at it as I went. Let me disconnect the power here. As you can see from the back, I started on this side kind of clumsy, but I got better as I went. Each one of these little blue boxes has a variable resistor pot in it. The circuit from the manufacturer is like this. So there's a resistor, and then there's a wiper that can move up and down the resistor, and the farther it gets away from the source, the greater the resistor is. And then Practical Engineering supplied this diagram. He was using 24 volt DC and a 680 volt or 680 ohm resistor. I substituted a 200 ohm resistor there. Because my LEDs I plan on using do not already have resistors in them. I will be making up my own soldering leads onto the resistors I have, soldering leads onto the LEDs I already have, and not buying the ones that were suggested there. In this diagram, and if you're not familiar, this is the LED. This is the little blue box. This is the 200 ohm resistor in my circuit. And when I got done, I came up with a plan. I like to plan things. I was trained that way. I came up with a plan, and the yellow and the blue lines represent the wires. I was just trying to sort out how I would put this thing physically together based on this wiring diagram, and using this perf board business, which I've never used before. And I couldn't buy just one perf board, by the way. I had to buy a whole raft of them. I'm not sure where I put those. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I wound up buying about 20. Here they are. For the two that I want, I wound up buying this entire package full of them. And there's various sizes here. I'm sure I'll use them eventually. If I don't, maybe my grandson can. I don't know. Yeah, it looked a little daunting in the beginning, but you know, as I plodded along, trying to figure out how I was going to do this. By the way, this was created in Microsoft Paint. There's nothing fancy about this. I just drew some little pictures and copied the circles and, and created something that I could sort of relate to the reality of what I was going to be facing when I actually started to make these. And they're actually quite a bit smaller than this drawing, of course. So this is the entire circuit board. And that is for 9 separate circuits of LEDs, and I can no doubt put a number of LEDs on each one, wired in parallel. The total cost of my unit was $10.05. And I'm itemizing the material that went into it. Now, I had to buy more than I really needed. I planned to build 2 boards, though, so even though I have extra parts left over that I'm not going to use right now, eventually I'll probably absorb them into something. And like I said, if not, I'll give them to my grandson. I'm certain that he'll find a way to use them. So first we had the PCB boards, the circuit boards, project circuit boards, and I just needed one. I had to buy 40. I could probably buy one if I knew where there was an electronics store. As it was, I had to buy 40. I'm probably going to use 2, but that means that they cost me 27 cents a piece. one board at 27 cents. The variable resistors, I bought 20 of them because I want to build 2 boards. They cost $11.05 for 20. So that means that each one costs 55 cents. So I spent a grand total of $4.97 for the 9 variable resistors in this project. I also needed some fixed resistance resistors, and I have those in stock. I bought them on eBay. I bought about 100 of them when I bought them, and they were $3. So I need 9 of those, and so those cost me 27 cents total. They're 3 cents a piece, and I'm sure that prices have gone up a little bit on eBay, but not that much, not for a resistor. Resistors are dirt cheap if you could buy them right. Then the screw terminals that I could solder to the PCB board, I needed 10 of those. I had to buy a little box of 50 for $17.66. And that meant that each one cost 35 cents. I needed 10 of them, and they cost me $3.53. Then the wire, I had the wire in stock. I did not need to go out and buy special wire. I estimate about $1 worth of wiring. So altogether, I figure it cost me $10 to build this. And that's compared to buying those units from Woodland Scenics, and those just plugged units, which do essentially the same thing. I mean, you're spending 30 bucks a piece for those little jewels. So this is a bargain. I'm telling you, this is a bargain way to go. And besides that, the Woodland Scenics only have 4 pots. I got 9. So it's a great deal all the way around. I'm really glad I did this exercise. I'm glad I built the board. I plan on building another one. If I'd have known about these from the beginning, I'd have built one for every LED I've got because they're that cheap and that easy to make. But it's pennies, it's nothing. It's amazing how, of course, it takes some time to put it together and figure out how to do it. Of course, that's all fun. Or at least that's the way I view it. I view that as interesting, time well spent. And these project boards are interesting. I might have more uses for these in the future now that I'm familiar with them, or slightly familiar. Thanks for watching.